here we are in GDP, ready to complete Correspondence 6870. And in order to prepare for that properly, you're going to need to look at several things in your textbook that are also reproduced in the software here. If you look at 68D, you need to be sure that you understand this material here about tables within documents. That's what we're going to be doing in this one. And then back to the menu, delivery notations, blind copy notations, you will also have one of these, and postscripts. Now you may skip email with blind copies. We're not going to be covering that, but there is a word processing exercise that takes you through applying shading to tables, and you need to work with your word manual on this one. That is very important preparation for this assignment. But when you're ready and you've completed all of those things, come to Correspondence 6870, a business letter in block style, and we are going to start work on this document. Now, as always, look at the information on the left. Notice that they're suggesting how to apply the shading over here and referring you back to that word manual lesson I just showed you. Okay, then when you're ready, click Start Work. And we're going to open this blank document to get started in GDP. Now, I prefer that you turn on Show Hide up here in the ribbon in the paragraph group to show the format marks as you work, and you'll be able to compare your work then more easily to mine in the video and in the sample document. As we begin this letter, note that the main thing we're going to introduce in this letter is a table that is included within the letter. There are several things about tables that it's going to be important to apply. We have shading, we have column alignment, we're going to autofit to contents, center the table horizontally. All of those things are important, and I've pulled up the checklist over here on the right so that you can check these things as you go along if you set up your screen in a similar way when you construct your document. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, and remember this is block style so no paragraphs will be indented and all lines will begin at the left margin, is we're going to press enter 5 times to begin the first line 2 inches from the top of the page. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you see 6 paragraph marks on the page. That is fine because one of them is going to move with our cursor. Now here we're ready to type March 1st, 2013. We always use the current year. After the date we press enter 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, because we want 3 blank lines. And we type the inside address, just 1 space after the state abbreviation. And when we have finished the inside address, we press enter 2 times to type the greeting or the salutation, followed by a colon, and then we press enter twice and begin the first paragraph. We want a blank line between paragraphs, so we press enter twice. And when we are ready to insert the table, we press enter twice because we want a blank line before the table. You will notice that I have one error here. You can correct things as you go or just wait until the end. But be sure that you put your cursor back where it belongs before you carry on. Alright, at this point we are going to insert a table. Use the Insert tab, and under Table there are several ways to do it, but since we know that we want 2 columns and 5 rows, we can do it this way. You type the table just as it was inserted there. You don't do any formatting or changing of size yet. The first row is our column headings. This table does not have a title row, so there's no merging of cells yet. We are just dealing with column headings. So we type stationery, press tab to move to the next cell, and type cost. Go ahead and fill in the information, and then we'll go back and format that first row. Now it's very important that you learn from the very beginning to just type the information in your cells, especially numbers. You will right align them later. Never use spaces before the numbers to try to align them. Now we're going to apply a spacing rule for this $sign. The rule is that you allow for the longest number in the column. Now we see that that is $219.30. That is one digit longer than $80. And the rule is 2 spaces for each digit and 1 for a comma. This is just one digit, so it's 2 spaces. So we type $, space, space, 80.00. Then press Tab to move to the next line. In this cell, we just type 39.50 and Tab. Now for the fun part. Let's format the column headings first of all. If you see the white arrow over in the left margin, you click and select the entire row. Then click Bold and Center. And the next thing we're going to do is fill with 25% shading. That means we can move to this shading menu here, and under the white column, which is white background 1, move down until you see the tool tip that is 25%. We have 5, 15, and 25%. That's the correct one. Now, the next thing we're going to do is right align our number column. So we select these 4 cells with dollar amounts. Then we come up to our alignment commands up here and click Align Text Right. Numbers and dollar amounts are always aligned in this way. Now our next step is to Autofit. So click anywhere in the table and let me show you where on the ribbon you will find this command. Under Table Tools, Layout, right in the middle in the cell size group we have Autofit, and you can Autofit Contents. That's like magic, squeezing all of the space out of the table. Now I am going to undo that step and show you another place where you can apply that command. Right click, and on this menu, Autofit is right about in the middle, and it says Autofit to Contents. That's what we want. Once that is done, we need to center the table horizontally on the page. So use the Table Move handle here. If you click it, you have selected the entire table. Now again, you can right click and move to Table Properties, or on the Layout menu of Table Tools, you'll see Properties up here on the left. On the Table tab, you move to Alignment and click Center, and then OK. Now there is another way to center the table horizontally, and I'm sure you will like this method, but you need to be sure that you have selected the entire table or you will mess up the alignment of the cells within it. Let me show you. If you have selected the entire table and then you move to the Home tab, you can choose, as you see it's already selected here, the Center Alignment command in the paragraph group. Okay, our table is complete and formatted correctly, so let's move back to the page. We need a blank line, so we're going to press Enter one more time and finish the next paragraph. Then we're ready for the complimentary closing. We press Enter 2 times after the last paragraph, type Sincerely Yours, comma, and then we press Enter 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and type the writer's identification. We press Enter once to type her title, General Manager, and then we're ready for the reference initials. Press Enter 2 times. We need a blank line, and then you use your first and last initial where it says URS or yours, but GDP tells you in several places that you must use only your first and last initial for correct scoring. Alright, if you notice on the checklist, we need a fax notation. After the reference initials, we're going to press Enter only 1 time and type by fax. Then, for the blind copy notation, we do need a blank line, and we're going to press Enter 2 times, type BC space and Design Department. Now we do have several things we need to fix here. Notice that the reference initials Word automatically capitalized the S. So go back and fix that. If you notice it right away, you can click Undo, but we did not, so this shows you how you can go back and fix it. The BC is also supposed to be lowercase, so select the B and fix that. Now notice that you are not to press Enter, Tab, Space, or any keystroke at the end of the document. That counts as an error in GDP, and it's called a trailing space or hard return. You don't want to do that, not only because of the errors, because it will get you in trouble if you happen to be near the end of the page and you might be inserting a blank second page in the document that you really don't want. So be careful to not insert any keystrokes at the end of the document. Okay, give your letter one more look. Go through the steps of the checklist to make sure that it matches up the way it's supposed to. If you have any doubt, you can open the sample documents that I have posted, the model documents, and you can compare your formatting here with the copy that shows formatting. It might be the second page in most situations, so you just scroll down to see the copy of the model document with the format marks showing. Alright, then be sure to save your document in a safe place. Then you can go ahead and submit it to GDP for scoring. Then reopen it to fix any errors that you find.